Talks. And today I feel like I got something truly special because I love somatic therapy. And she is you're a sound bowl healer and a breath work practitioner, am I right?
Yes, yes, I
Yeah.
am.
So if you want to go ahead and just introduce yourself to the people and let them know exactly who you are and what you do.
Well, greetings, everybody. I'm Mercy, though I go by different names on different platforms. For those of you who have seen me on TikTok, you may know me as Starbeam. But I am a sound healing and breathwork practitioner based in the Midwest, and I offer services to those who are looking to reconnect with the breath, those who are looking to instill calm in their lives, in their daily routine. Based on my personal journey, I see this as a movement because breathing the right way has a lot of benefits that if I start to list them, we'll probably be here for the rest of the day. So we'll keep it short, right? We'll stick to the short version of things, but it brings a lot of richness and a lot of wellness to our lives. And sound healing, on the other hand, it's very beneficial in a way that we don't perceive it's going to bypass like all the programmings, all our thought process, and it's going to do its thing on a subconscious level. So that's what I do. I have a movement, and this came from my personal experiences with the breath as well. So I had my experience of being in a fight, flight, or freeze response for a long time in my life. And then when I discovered what breath work does, um, it changed my life, right? It changed my life. I had all these knots in my shoulders, stomach, and everything. And breath work changed my life because based on my background, I had the first 15 years of my life in Civil War. So that imagine that amount of stress and strain and fear that a human being goes through in the under those circumstances. So I had that to work through on my journey. And when I discovered wonderful the wonderful things that breathwork does, it changed my life. It just opened up a whole new form of existence for me. I would say I was just reborn with breathwork, and combining that with sound is a very powerful. They're both very powerful modalities in their own ways.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes, because I personally started. I didn't start this journey. I started this journey, but when I got somatic therapy and breath work, it really helped me. And with that being said, before we go any further, I do have a little commercial I would like to show y'all. Definitely something that can help activation.
You're cutting off a little bit. Just you're
Is that
cutting off.
better?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it's an activation affirmation deck. I'm gonna play this commercial and we'll be right back.
Good. Okay.
Can I give you something for free? Go to my page and click the link in bio. Go to Valuation Products and Services. Scroll down and you will see Awareness Before Change. Click the link. Once you click the link, it'll direct you to give you a donation. Once you click I want this, you don't have to donate anything. Click zero, scroll down and hit I want that, and enter your email, and bada bing, bada boom, the book is yours. Now, what I just gave was awareness, and that part is free. Now, if you want to support awareness, I have tools for that as well. In the link, you'll find custom visualizations, affirmation decks. You'll also find consultations and other products. I upload one new product every week. Now, find what supports your next step. I am here for you. Link. All right, all right. Now, hold on, let me see. Is there still feedback?
No, no. What happened was it was cutting off in between sentences.
Got you. But this is better, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
All right. So for people who's never heard of a sound bowl before, what exactly does it work? Like what? How does it work, basically?
um something. If for those who don't know, everything vibrates, right? Everything vibrates. Whether it's organic or synthetic, everything vibrates. So with singing bowls, they vibrate at a certain frequency, right? So they work with vibration and resonance. So the singing bowl is like a resonance chamber, and it vibrates at a certain frequency, and that frequency is emitted out as you're playing it. So if you're even like maybe if you're rubbing the mallet against the bowl or whether you're striking it, it's giving off the vibration and the resonance is coming off slightly different one way or the other. And what happens is, as they're layered, as you're playing them, they create harmonics. Now they're emitting these frequencies. We're receiving it on a subtle level. We're not really having this like huge experience with it, but our bodies are receiving it for one fact that we have a lot of liquid, a lot of water in our bodies, right? We're made of a huge percentage of water. So water carries sound, and sound can easily be passed on through water. So your body is receiving all those signals coming from the singing bowl. And another thing is like the bone structure in our bodies vibrates also, right? And the bone structure is receiving those vibrations and then it's transferring those signals into our nervous system. And based on what you're listening to, based on what you intending to experience, you will receive it everybody will receive the if the
Mm.
effects of the singing bowl in a different way. Another thing is our bodies within our bone structure we have so silica, and this is specifically for crystal singing bowls. So one of the building blocks of our bone structure, the collagen, the cartilages in our body is silica. So you find that in the quartz singing bowl because quartz is what
Mm.
silicon dioxide, and that's silica. So the singing bowls, the crystal singing bowls, they're crushed quartz. They're crushed and then they're remolded under pressure and turn into those singing bowls. So there's an interaction, there's communication happening between the singing bowls and our bodies as the frequencies have been passed on to us. So it's
And just to intercept real quick, but so is the link or is intention the link between the two that bridges those things for the healing?
yes, and then it all depends on the person. So at first, before I start an individual session, even before I start my sessions online, I just like tell people what to expect, and I tell people, just give them heads up, especially if they have sensitivity to hearing frequencies or if they have metal plates in their body, because the metal plates will bounce off the frequency. It can
Wow.
have a very uncomfortable effect. So I tell my audience or I tell my clients, and then I also tell it's up to you. It's up to what's in your mind space. It's up to what you want to receive. If you have the mentality of, oh, it's just sound, it's not, that's what your body is going to, your mind is going to receive that, and
Yeah.
that's what you're going to get. So if you always have to come to a session open-minded, just have an open mind without any expectations. So that's happening on that level with the connection with the silica and the crystal bowls. Now for metal bowls, they work similarly, except that they're not having that conversation, that type of conversation with our body chemistry or biology, but they also emit frequencies that can flow through the body. It create waves within the body that induces calm, relaxation, and it helps to just relax, and it alters the brain waves as well. So some people during a session they may fall asleep, they may tap into that delta wave, they may tap into that theta
Yeah.
wave that will, create like images and like a meditative state. Some people will just have awareness. They will just be at the baseline of it.
That's beautiful. Because I was gonna ask, like, what happens to the body and the mind when you enter the sound bowl session, but that's basically what happens. So,
Yes.
but so intention though plays a huge factor in the session, and so when was what can I ask you just off script? What was the biggest or the most satisfying result that you've seen in one of your sessions?
Mm. It happens like every time. It's not just one session. Like every time people come in there, some people will come in and say, "Oh, I feel I got so much stress today. I had a long day. I have all these nuts in my stomach," and then they leave there feeling calm. Some people fall asleep online or in-person sessions. Some people fall asleep. People leave there feeling really satisfied. When I see that, when they come in, I'm very observant. I look at people's faces as I'm doing my sessions or as they're coming in. Um, I look at their faces, and even if it's online, I kind of gauge the comments in the chat and what they're talking about. And they come in a certain way, and then they, before the end of the session, like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a good night's sleep. Oh, I feel so calm. I feel so relaxed." Now that's the goal. That's what I'm aiming for, and that's the most satisfactory thing at the end of any session. Just
Nice.
getting that feedback from people.
Nice. I get that similar result after I stretch. I swear to every time I stretch, and it's before a workout, but I get super lethargic after stretch because my body's so relaxed.
Yeah.
I lose so much. So, next question. So, with you being a certified sound bowl practitioner and breathwork practitioner, how does the both in cahoots work together? How does that benefit each other, and how does that benefit the consumer?
Beautifully, in a very beautiful way, because either way, separately, they're both beneficial. When they are combined, they become a powerhouse for deep healing and transformation and relaxation. So what the breath does is it helps us to release tension, trauma, whatever it is. And like you said, intention is everything. Intention is the glue to everything on
Mm,
a healing journey. You have to have that intention set and say, "This is what I want to experience. This is what I want to feel. This is what I want to bring into my reality." It helps. It makes a big difference. So when you're consciously breathing, you're sending signals to your nervous system. And the way we breathe sends a message. If you're breathing in a shallow way or in a very fast way, like how we're most of the time not aware of it, we're trying to get through the day to day. We're not consciously breathing, we're just going through the day like that, just functioning, right? Without thinking. So you're saying to the nervous system, this is what my normal is. I'm stressed and my system is being compromised. And now what the nervous system is going to do is interpret that as the body is under some level of stress, and the the sympathetic nervous system is going to kick in. Now the sympathetic nervous system is that part of us that protects us and keeps us safe. It puts us in fight, flight, or freeze response. You're saying to your nervous system, "This is my normal," and that's what you will continue to experience. Now, if you stop for a second and pause and just being conscious in a way, feeling the breath go in your nose as you feel your diaphragm sink down, feel your belly expand, which is the proper way to breathe, and you're exhaling out the nose repeatedly. You're saying to your nervous system, "It is calm in you, it is safe in you. This is what my normal is." Now the nervous system interprets that as a signal of safety and calm, and now the parasympathetic sympathetic nervous system kicks in, which benefits the vagus nerve. It benefits your immunity as well, because when you're not breathing the right way, inflammation builds up in the cells on the cellular
yes,
level. It's that
yes,
deep. Yeah,
yeah.
inflammation builds up. Unnecessary water retention will be occurring in the cells.
Mm,
Um, Heart rates will be faster if you're not breathing the right way. So with deep conscious breathing, you're lowering your heart rate, which is lowering the hormones in the body, especially cortisol. And cortisol is that stress hormone. So the lower cortisol in your body, the more relaxed you are, the more calmer you are, the better your heart can function, your lungs can function, those bodily organs can function. So that's breath, right? Breath opens the way, it releases all those things. Now, the sound, when you combine that with sound, the sound is bypassing all the subconscious programming and all the things we tell ourselves, like, oh, that's not going to work. Oh, I'm not feeling that. Even
Mm.
if you're not feeling it, right? The sound is traveling, the waves are traveling within your body, like I explained with the bone structure and with silica and the water. All those things are carrying those waves of frequency into the body, into the subconscious mind. That's where it's working, where you're not even aware. It's doing the work behind the scenes. So
Yeah.
the breath opens up the way, and then the sound anchors the transformation
Wow.
and healing. So
You
when you
and
combine them, it's amazing. When I'm done with my sessions, I sleep like a baby because I'm directly receiving all those frequencies because
mm.
I'm right there in the midst of it. So it's wonderful.
So just to, I just want just to add on to that. So what you're saying is that the sympathetic keeps you in safety mode. Basically, it keeps you trapped in some of your patterns that keep you comfortable. And then when you tap your parasympathetic nervous system, it helps you break out of those patterns and helps you break out of that safety mode. But it helps you
Yeah,
also get to a mode of safety where you're able to choose with discernment. Because I want y'all to understand something. You don't even
yeah,
go to sleep unless your body. Now,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? So it's important to slow your breathing and come
Yeah.
to the moment. And because oh my God, you explained that so perfect. You're excellent. You are excellent. So with that being said, what are some of the most common reasons people come to you for some of the sound bowl healing?
On a day to day, especially when I'm streaming online, because most of my sessions happen online.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the other sessions that are in-person sessions is just contracted sessions from, like, recently I did a session at the Walker Arts Center in Minneapolis. So stuff like that, like if I get contracted to facilitate a retreat or facilitate some event. But most of my sessions happen online. And the big thing is stress.
Mm,
Stress is the primary concern for most people, and anxiety. And then there are other people who just need to really relax, calm the mind space. And then there's insomnia. People have a
mm,
hard time. Some people have a hard time falling asleep. That too. Another thing would be pain management. Like some people will come into a live or come into a session and they will say, oh, I have back aches or I have soreness in my body or whatever. And after, because what the sound and breath are also doing, they're relaxing muscles.
back in the
They're
muscles, yeah.
just relaxing those muscles. That's why some people just go limp when they're deep into that theta or delta state while listening to these sessions. Yeah, so those are some things that people will come for, and then there are other things that people will come for, which will be like aligning their energy centers. So as we know, and if we don't know, the singing bowls, specifically the crystal singing bowls, I mean, they're metal bowls too, like the bronze Tibetan bowls. They're tuned to certain frequencies that also benefits the chakras. But
Uh-huh.
specifically the quartz bowls, the crystal bowls, they're very excellent. They're very, very good at helping with alignment in the energy centers. So some people will need energetic alignment, and they will combine whatever they do in their own way to work on their chakras with the singing bowls to help them find alignment and balance.
So have you ever your bowl is huge. Do you got a human sized bowl where like a human could get in and then you fill it with water and then you go about this?
That's that's something I'm looking into that. Once I have the space for that, once I have a physical studio,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm having people come into my studio. Yes, the goal is to have that big Tibetan bowl that you can stand in and feel the vibrations from the sole of your feet all the way to the crown of your head.
That's the thing, right? I've never heard of that, but is that
Yes,
that's oh my
yes,
god. I just feel like
yes.
that's so amazing. I've never heard. Oh my god, that'll be cool. I want to.
It's amazing.
Have you
Like,
experienced it?
yes, I have.
Oh my god. So
It's
tell me about that.
amazing.
What did you feel and how did it feel? Yeah.
Well, like the base of the feet, we have energy points all over the body, not just the meridians. I'm talking about the chakras. So we have the earth star chakra that's like few centimeters below the feet, which is in
Yeah.
our subtle or energy body. So what
Oh,
happens is when you're standing in that bowl and someone's bringing the bowl or striking the bowl, you start to feel the vibrations at the base of your feet and it travels. For me, that was my experience. It was tingling that traveled
mm,
from my feet and I felt it in my root chakra, which is like the base of my spine. And it continued to travel. It was just a lot of tingling. So it may vary per person. It may be different, and it's all going to be based on how we align inside, how we're balanced individually, so we may feel it in certain areas more than in other areas, but
so is
it's
this
amazing.
so with the sound bowl, is this something that regular people can practice, or do you recommend come to a practitioner like yourself already doing it and they need a
That's a good question. Well, it's not limited to a specific person. Anybody can, for your own, say in your personal space and time at home, you chilling, relaxing, hanging out. You can strike a bowl, you can rub the sound, the singing bowl. Anybody can do it. But except that there are some technical things to it, knowing how to cue the sounds, knowing what works with what, that you have to
that's deep.
either be you have to be certified, take the courses and get certification, or you can come to a professional like me and book a session.
Are you are you, are you using solfeggio scale based frequencies in order for the sessions? Yes. Uh,
Yes, yes, that's
That
what
is
the singing bowls are. So it
okay.
starts on the solfeggio scale from C to B. So C is the biggest and deepest bowl, which corresponds with the root chakra. Then you have D, which is it goes on and on, which is the sacral. Then E, the solar plexus. F, the heart. G, the throat. Um, then A is the third eye, and B, the crown. So it goes on
So
the
so based off what their symptoms are, say they're having a stomach issue, you'll go to the solfeggio frequency that's based off a solar plexus or a root based energy, right?
Yeah, I would just focus on like the lower chakras, like the all the lower chakras, because
So
it could
the heart and
be
below.
yeah, it could be a combination of things happening within the lower chakras that could be causing that. But specifically for stomach issues, it's the solar plexus and the navel chakra that I would focus on. But I would also like focus on the put in a little bit of the root chakra to give that support, give that grounding support, and
Okay.
also the sacral, which will help with whatever's stuck in that area. If it needs to come out as an emotional release, the sacral chakra will help with that. If there has to be crying or whatever emotional release, however it comes out. So I will combine the three to give that extra support.
That's deep. That's beautiful. Oh my god. So last question. Last question. You have you. Oh my god. You're answering these questions like a crystal.
Well, I love what I do. When you
Yeah.
love what you do, it's not work, right? So
No.
it's
Exactly. It's not. It don't be. It's just. Yeah. It's just a passion, and it's something that you feel that it's not. Yeah. I feel you because I don't. Everything that I'm doing lately outside of work, if I'm a 9 to 5, I
yeah,
love doing it. It is so.
exactly.
So when I'm doing it, it don't even feel like I'm exerting energy. I'm gaining energy. That's
Yes.
not.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the nurturing, energetic meal. So it doesn't feel like work because that's your true purpose, that's your true calling. But we live in a material world where we have to take care of material things. So we have to, take care of the monetary side of things.
Yeah, and it's always about self. For a lot of people, I just want to throw this out there. Stop worrying about self and start worrying about how. serve others, because when you learn to
Yes.
serve others, you learn to serve yourself highest value, because now you're building an ecosystem that allows you to flourish. Do you understand? Because
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
and I didn't realize this until I had my children. My children helped me realize it's not about me anymore. It's not about me. Then that grew into understanding, my umbrella of who's around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Trust me, y'all. It's not about you anymore. Serve value to others. Trust me, it helps you find your path. So with that being said,
Exactly.
what is one thing about sound healing that's misunderstood that most people don't?
Um, Most people, for the most part, when I talk to people who are not like, first of all, people who are not awakened, people who are not also aware, even if they're awakened, they're like halfway there, they're not aware of what frequency does or sound frequencies will do for the body. Some people are skeptics, and that can block them from really receiving what these frequencies gave off. So most people think it's just sound, like it's just you're just striking a bowl and making sound. So that's one of the most misconception I've come across. And so far, yeah, and I try to like just gave them um a lot more insight what the benefits are, but that would be the most common thing.
That's
Like they
beautiful. That's
don't they,
beautiful.
they, they don't think it works, or they think it's just sound, it's just music that's playing.
I understand. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
understand. Has it does a lot, especially when I did it to my youngest, like, well, I'm sorry, yeah, my youngest child when she was a baby and she just couldn't stop crying. And I saw on the internet somebody took one of the things and just started roaring it, and she it
Yeah.
it's
That's amazing.
it works. And not only that, I noticed it works more, like she said, with intention. When I did so when I first did it, it semi worked, but when I said in my head, go to bed, I can't see she went to sleep. I swear to
Yep.
God.
Yep.
It was
Intention
mad.
is the it's that
Yes,
intention is that special ingredient in everything we do. People think intention
everything.
is just for manifestation or meditation, but no, intention is even with your work. You can set an intention and say, I will be productive today. I will achieve certain things today. Like when I saw the walk for peace with those monks, it
Yeah.
triggered something in me. That was a very profound moment in our history, in the history of human beings. It's a catalyst for change, right? Those actions and those monks, they were catalysts for change. And what it instilled in me and reminded me to do, even if I don't write it down, first thing I open my eyes, the first thought I bring through, today will be my peaceful day. And even if it doesn't happen that way and my day don't go so peaceful, there are things that can happen, especially for us mothers. Say for example, you have children who they have their own plans, and sometimes they be wilding and everything, and my children, my boys, do everything. So as the day goes by, along the way there will be changes in the routine, in the mood, in the vibration. That helps me bring myself back to center, to raise my vibration and keep grounded. Today will be my peaceful day. So intention is everything. Intention is the special ingredient for everything we do.
Yes, because we're always manifesting, but intention helps you manifest with and clear with discernment. You feel me? Intention
Yeah.
gives you on the manifestation. So, anyways, just please, y'all, be intentional every day, every
Yeah.
moment. Plant thoughts of intent, please, not just to yourself, but to everybody else around you. Because
Exactly.
because I'm telling you this, I read this once in a book called The Magic of Thinking Big. Some people don't see the value in themselves, so it's up to you to see the value in them. So they can see it in
Yeah.
them. I'm telling
Yeah.
you that. Plant those seeds. Plant those seeds. Be intentional.
Exactly. Exactly.
Anyways, thank you so much. If you don't mind, could you leave your cash app for the people if you felt this is going to be online for the rest of my life? I'm going to be building this channel. If you felt like you received something and it was beneficial, please don't be afraid to donate to this beautiful woman, this beautiful goddess, for just being able to have time available for us today. And like you did great, and I truly appreciate you so much. Thank you.
I appreciate the space. I appreciate the time. And I don't know. I can leave my Cash App later, but I have a spring equinox event coming up on Saturday that people can check out my TikTok or go to my website and sign up for. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be transformational, like really transformational breath work and integrated with sound. We're going to do some amazing things to release that heaviness of winter from our mind, body, and spirit. So you can go to ancientbreathllc.com, www.ancientbreathllc.com, and sign up, join the movement. Let
join
us
the
breathe into the new year.
Yes, yes, breathe. And like I said, I do have these affirmation activation decks with the affirmation. It has the question that grounds you to the affirmation. It has the breath work that activates the affirmation. And this also has an action that allows you to be practical with the affirmation. This is all on one card. There are 30 cards, affirmations that help you regulate your nervous system. Like I said, please check her out. As coming up, it's going to help you regulate nervous system real time. Support the supports not only for her but herself. Now, is there any
Exactly.
closing give the people?
What I would say is just take time for yourself. Love, the love we want to see in this world, it happens within each and every one of us. What's happening externally is also happening internally. So take time for yourself. Set time aside for just being with yourself, showing yourself love. Find time to breathe. Find time to connect with yourself. Feel your feelings within your body. Know your body, and just spread out that love. Let love in and give love back out.
That was beautiful. Yes. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Wishing you all a wonderful time, a rest of your day.
And this is Valuation, where value meets vibration and purpose meets practice. I'll see you on the next.